Are you paying attention, everybody? This podcast was created to proliferate common sense takes regarding politics, religion, healthcare, current events, conspiracies, and whatever other topics you've been told to never mention at the dinner table. The purpose? To enlighten our fellow citizens of the propaganda being pushed in this polarizing time period in the never-ending battle for your soul. This podcast is not aligned with any sect, denomination, politics, organizations, or institution. We do wish to engage in every controversy under the sun without endorsements or oppositions to any causes. We are the four discoursmen: TJ, Greg Hugh, Pastor Benny, and me. Artie, the one-man party. Thanks for your time, energy, and of course, attention.
So what else is on your gripe list, Greg? It's your time because you don't have a lot, so I'll let you get it off. You know,
dude,
it's therapeutic for me to vent too. So
yeah. No, I appreciate it. I mean, I find this a borderline IQ test. That if you hate Thomas Massey as much as Trump does, there's something wrong with him. There's no way the most MAGA person on the planet is Thomas Massey, and Trump is trying to find someone to run against him. It boggles my mind.
okay, great. The Massey, I'm in on. You want to talk about the Massey relationship and stuff? Then, TJ, you want to add on to that, or John? Because this is something I like to talk about, the Massey thing. So maybe Hewlin's obviously in tunnel vision, right? He's only looking at it from one point of view. So I'd like to expand that. Totally.
Well, you got Thomas Massey, which is his own man, and you always talk about, you be your own person kind of thing. And then all of a sudden, when it comes to, sticking up for what you believe in, if it's against Republican lines, then all of a sudden this guy's a loser and he's a turncoat in your eyes.
Wait, my eyes are Trump's eyes. You don't need
your
to
eye.
speak for me, TJ. Okay, I'll put it out there on this forum what I think. Okay, sending a text to someone shitting on Massey doesn't mean I endorse it, but I obviously wanted to see your reaction to it. So, John, do you know about Massey? Do you want to bring anything in on it?
No, I don't know much about Massey.
He's a libertarian. So basically the main reason, let's just break it out for people who listen or will listen, and so we have it on the thing. All these bills, the big beautiful bill, like you have you need 220 Republicans, shall we say, or whatever the number is. Massey's the one or two Republicans who always votes against the big beautiful bill. Like we have that fine, raised it thin. TJ and Hewlin will say he's not voting with the Democrats or agree with them, but he's voting against Trump's agenda because of something he don't like. That fly in the ointment I was saying about TJ, that's Massey. If he doesn't like one little thing,
I'll pull the name Thomas.
No. But if Trump's agenda is anti-conservative, then he is voting with the conservative principles.
All right. I just want John to have an understanding that, so maybe he would be like, oh, that's the guy. Like Rand Paul. He's a Rand Paul in the House.
Okay.
Right. Rand Paul's always a senator voting against, because he's like Elon. He wants more cuts. He wants more whatever Trump's given as far as anything with the deficit. He's what they call a fiscal hawk. One of those guys. It's always something about it that he don't like. So he wants to vote against his own party. Do you understand now, John? Where we're getting with the Massey? You know what I'm talking about? Like the one or two Democrats who we might need, Republicans we might need to get this across, because obviously the Democrats do not break ranks. Massey's been breaking ranks, the whole time since Trump is, and that's why Trump gets pissed off at him. You understand? He don't see the according to Trump, you don't see the big picture of what they're trying to do. He's looking at the one or two things or whatever, maybe big to conservatism or whatever. But everybody else is on the team but Massey. Greg and TJ will argue he's sticking to his guns. Okay, I mean, could we get that out, just the facts, before we start breaking it down and I go to work? Would you agree with that,
Yes,
Greg?
I totally agree that Massey is not a
Right.
blind loyalist to his party.
Well, all right, well, that's your characterization. But the ultimately thing is, he's not voting with the party.
He votes
doesn't
on his
vote
principles, even if it counters the party vote.
Yeah, he doesn't
Okay,
vote
and
on party line.
all right, so John, do you have anything you want to say about that yet? Oh, no.
Maybe
Okay.
he got his identity as that's how the people want to see him, those who voted him in.
This is exactly right, John. Absolutely true.
That's what Greg and TJ would say. Yeah, probably.
So
Let me go to
he's-
you, Greg, real quick. Okay, let me just get
Okay.
this out. Who would you say is more principled or sticks to their guns, you or Thomas Massey?
I don't really know for that question.
Well, who
I
you vote
mean,
for him? I mean, let's just. Well, you don't
Sure,
worry
I
where
know
I'm going
myself
with
better.
it. Just answer this. I'm trying to make it a simple. Do you
Well,
think?
you would have-
Are you saying
Sure, I
Thomas
think I-
Massey's principles is more than yours?
no, I didn't say
Because
that.
I wouldn't put Trump's or anyone's morals over my own. Can we at least get a common ground? You would do the same thing, probably, right? You said he does, but
I would
you're
hope.
going to
I
stick
would
to your
hope that I
guns.
would be
Are
strong
you
enough to
sticking?
stick to my gun. I would hope.
Okay, good. We don't have all the information that Massey
Yep.
has or anything, but we have enough. I mean, this is totally. It's not like this is something you or TJ are just like blind faith. You agree with whatever Massey's doing. Fine. So
Right.
here's how I look at it. When it came down, because this is stuff you've told me. I don't know if you said it on the last podcast. So I said a lot of good things. If people want to listen to it previously, it's a good thing when we post it. On November 5th of 2024, who did you vote for president?
Unfortunately, I voted for Trump.
Well, that's. I mean, all right, fine. Okay, fine. Unfortunately, but you told me, I don't know if it was on the podcast, that you normally write in Ron Paul.
Yeah.
Right, but
Yes.
now explain, why did you not vote for Ron Paul?
Because I was terrified of Kamala Harris.
And that's a moral thing. I think you did the right thing. There's nothing to be ashamed of that, right? Even though you say unfortunately, maybe looking back in
No,
hindsight.
there is. There's a lot of shame. There's a lot of shame there.
But was it
I
morally
voted
right
for-
to do?
I don't know if it was morally right to do.
Well, who knows
Kamala
then? If you don't know
would've-
your own actions, then
Oh.
you're unstable. No, if you don't know your own actions,
In
Well,
hindsight,
how are we
if you were
supposed
to
to know?
vote again,
I'll tell you
Alright,
right
so in
now, though,
hindsight,
everyone
if you were to
listening.
vote again,
In hindsight, if I were to vote again, I'd write in Ron Paul.
all right, and I would still
And-
vote Harambe if so. I can
Well,
put that on the record.
but then again, that's knowing that Trump's
Harambe.
going to win, though. But right, Greg. But that's with the knowledge Trump's going to win.
Yeah, I still think Trump is not as bad as Kamala would have been.
All right,
Even
so-
right now.
All right, so I don't know how much time you got left, but here's my point. If you had the moral vindication, understand the stakes. That, okay, it might not be everything I want in Trump, but the alternative is worse. You cast the vote for Trump. When you know that these bills and stuff, your vote could come down to Kamala, Democrats or not. Massey needs to do exactly what you did on election day, and anybody who's a patriot would do what you did on election day, who really looks at the big picture, is go with the party for now. You got to sometimes take a punch or two to land later. Okay, this is only 6 months in a 4-year term, and then if we keep up the momentum, we can get Vance for another 8 years. Massey needs to go exactly what you did, because you're a man of morality and you are a man of principle. But you, even though it might not have been exactly what you wanted to do, you did it, and that's my point. Exactly what you said you did. I think Massey, who I don't know Massey from a hole in the wall compared to I know you, he's not as moral as you, in my opinion, and that's what bothers me. Even you, writes in Ron Paul, voted for Trump and his agenda because of the stakes at high. This isn't like Coke Pepsi right now. It is negative and positive. These are two polar opposite parties right now. And you can't stay in the middle at this point. You got to pick a side.
Yeah, I
agree with
mean,
that.
I don't agree with that at all.
Well, not November 5th, your actions said otherwise.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's a productive conversation to pin me on my vote. I mean,
No, I'm giving an
this
example.
was
What better way to do it? I'm giving you an example. Why it bothers me.
I think
Well,
what
he gets to
Massey would
vote
tell
on a
you
lot
is this.
more than just.
I don't know what Massey. You don't
Yeah.
can't speak for Massey. Let's worry about what
No,
you
I
guys
think
saying.
what Massey would tell you is that for years the Congress has been kicking these problems to the next time down the road, and once again we just kicked it the next time down the road. It's adding $4 trillion to the debt, and
We don't
Massey
know
and
that yet. We don't know that yet.
and
We don't know what it's going
Massey,
to add yet.
Paul, and these other very conservative fiscal people are very concerned about what that's going to do to our economy and what it's going to do to the dollar. And Trump is, unfortunately, as he has admitted, doesn't read, doesn't understand a lot of things, doesn't understand what the U.S. economy is going to look like when our dollar completely fucking disintegrates.
We don't know any of that. That's all hyperbole. You don't know. You don't know that. All I know is the Bills got tax cuts, and we'll see what happens with the growth of the market. The guy's only been president for 6 months this term. Give him a little time.
Give him time for what?
Well, we still got another 3.5 years.
Okay.
Now,
I mean,
No, I
you
do
also
agree.
do
I got
realize,
nothing.
like,
I got nothing but time to give him at this point. He's fucking president. I can't take him out of there, but he's certainly not encouraging me. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, you asked me because I'm backpedaling on the text. I wanted to be on live air with you. Basically, I expect Massey to do what you did on November 5th. What's more than that? You're my guy, more. You're my libertarian. I'll even call it correctly, libertarian. And you did exactly what you're supposed to do. Now, TJ, do you not? Did you vote for Ron Paul?
Hold on, Artie. I don't have constituents. Artie, I don't have constituents. I vote for a single person. I vote for me. Massey has constituents, and the people who have elected him elect him because he stands up to this shit.
No, I don't agree.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see if he gets primaried. If he loses his seat to another Republican, then that theory's wrong. We'll find out.
Okay.
That's your opinion.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah,
that's your opinion. Okay. A lot of people aren't happy with Massey. Done with him. Not only am I tied with him, I don't even. I used to think libertarians were pretty. Maybe there is something there to this guy. You know, I respect you. I respect TJ. Maybe there's something there. But if that's how the party's going to be, I wouldn't trust them as far as I can throw. To me, they're no different than the socialist Hamas guy in the left. That's all you guys are to me now. If you can't pitch in, like, I don't know, play sports. If you're on a team, a football team, and all you're on the team for is your stats, and you're not doing what the team's doing. If you're running a different play, like you see something and you're like maybe Antonio Brown runs a pattern because he knows he's going to be wide open, but it's not what's called. The play's not called. Well, you can't trust someone like that. That's how I look at it. I'm sorry. You're not a team guy. This is not. I understand that there's a lot of votes, the wiggle room and stuff like that. But if everybody but you is the guy voting against every time, come on. What's the common denominator?
I think George Washington is rolling over in his grave with you talking about political parties like they're football teams. These aren't teams. We're not in a league playing each other. These are fucking politicians.
Name me one Democrat who tell it to the Democrats. I agree with what you're saying, but this is the game at hand right now. Okay, this is in 1776. Look at the Democrats. There's no wiggle room there.
The Democrats are a bankrupt party. They've been bankrupt for years.
Right. And Massey's been on Massey's watch. So now all of a sudden he wants to try to put his stand. If he would have done it under Biden, we cheer him.
Stop.
Look, I respect Gates. Gates got a bunch of people as a leader, as I've said to you, as a leader to get rid of the McCarthy guy. Massey, do something like that, then I respect him. Don't be just the one lone wolf, though. I mean, come on.
Massey is the wrong guy for MAGA to go to war with.
We'll see. So you've been quiet, TJ. What do you got on that? You don't agree with my example? Hewlin,
all right.
Actions over words.
I felt like Hewlin had to rebut what you were saying first, but then you were about to ask me.
He was struggling big time. You couldn't throw him a line. Help the guy out. His own actions say everything else. He has no credibility after his own actions on election day, which I agree with and applaud him for.
This is your typical MAGA guy.
To do is what he did. That's
your typical MAGA guy who's trying to make me feel like shit for voting the way I voted back then because I disagree with him now.
I applaud you for it. I love you for it, Greg.